Hey guys, Teacher Tommy here, and I wanted to do this video for all of you inquisitive minds who have asked, Tommy, how did you create the fashion show reward system? Well, as you know, I'm not an expert. I am just a teacher that likes to share, and so I'm going to show you how I did it, my novice way of putting this together. If you are a digital aficionado, have some grace, okay? Okay, have some grace. This is for those of us that's just trying to do what we can do, how we do what we do. All right, so I'm going to show you how I do it. If you have a better way, I would love to hear in the comment section. Share. Let us all know how we can elevate our game in this season. But I want to also say to you all, I'm constantly trying to reinvent my classroom and explore new ideas, explore new tech, explore new software. And so if you want to keep up and know what's going on and also get these free lessons on what to do, then make sure you subscribe with the bell, with the parentheses. If you subscribe but don't hit the bell and don't hit the parentheses, then you are going to be like somebody that's in the family but you're not on the Facebook group, so you don't know when the special family reunion is happening. You're not going to know, even though you're in the family, because the algorithm isn't going to tell you. So make sure you hit the bell with the parentheses. I don't spam you, and you're not going to get a million messages from me. But when something does get updated, I promise you will be in the loop. So let's go ahead. As you can see, this is my fashion show scene. This was created for a 7-year-old little girl, and the lesson was actually about fashion design and graphics design. And so I like to customize all of my reward systems for my students, and if I can tailor them also to the lesson content, that's better, because it just reinforces the learning of what we learned about today. And every time they practice, they're going to think about the awesome rewards that they had. So I try to hit on all the senses when I'm teaching my students. And so I chose this background because this particular student, while I would usually do something clip art and kind of cartoony, she's a little bit more advanced. She's very mature for her age, and so she could handle something like this, especially when I layer on my special little friends. And if you have not seen them in the original video, let's take a moment and reflect and see exactly what I did. So that was a video recap of the reward system that I used for that student. Now, when I was in the classroom, I didn't present all of the dolls at once. I presented them one by one. As she got a star or a gem, then she got a doll. And so I do the end of the recap videos to basically share with you guys what I did if I can't capture it real time in the classroom, but it would have been too long to show you all the individual. So I made that for you guys. So how did I do it? Now, I do want to preface by saying I'm not going to go into every little specific, okay, how do you get the music from over here and do that? There are other videos that I have done that explains the specific components. This is going to try to be just like a quick tip of how I pick my background, how I get the images in, etc., those type of things, and how I get those transparent PNG files versus the ones with that white or black square around it. There's two methods to that. One for extremely tech, just illiterate people, and those that may have a little bit of tech savvy or may be open to exploring. So let's jump in with step number 1. Now, step 1 of this process involves finding or deciding on the background that you want, and then how are you going to get that background behind you. Now, I understand that not everyone uses digital backgrounds. Some of you have amazing setups in your office space or in your room, closet, laundry corner, wherever you're teaching from, and that is perfectly fine. You can just put the PNG files on the screen. Me, I am a digital addict. Not to mention, I homeschool. Me and my husband work from home, and I have a son that's home right now from university because of the whole COVID crisis. It's June 20th, 2020 at the time of this recording. And so having a private space in my house where I can just be stationary is not practical. I need to be able to move about. Right now, I'm in my dining area. Yeah. And so I have this web around green screen on my chair. It just fits on the back of my chair. And then I use my secondary software to help me make this turn into this. And the software that I use, none other than VCam. Now, you may say, well, Tomi, you mentioned that you use Minicam. Why are you using VCam and not using chroma key or background removal or virtual background that's in Minicam? Because it don't work for me. It does not work with my computer. I've tried everything. I've done all the tech stuff. I've even gotten the professionals on. No one can figure out why it's not working for me. So I just said I'll use it for what it does work for, and for what it doesn't, I'll find another way. And that another way was a split VCam. If you're interested in finding out more details about VCam, I would appreciate if you would click the link down in the details so that you can actually find out how it works, if it's compatible with your computer, what are the pricing options if you do decide to explore it, like the $5 and some change for the first 1 month, just to test it out and see how it works for you without a long-term commitment, you know? And so it's like the digital Tinder, I guess. I don't know, never been on Tinder. But back to what we're talking about, I use VCam. And as you can see right here, this is the background that I currently have selected. For another one of my lessons, I had my museum selected because that lesson was about art. And so I created this little piece off of a Google image, and I photoshopped my pictures all over the gallery and made my own art gallery. But that's another story for another day. So right now I'm using my runway background. How would you go about finding a background? Simple. You know how people always say Google it? Well, no, I literally mean Google it. So let's see here. I have Google here, and we're simply going to just type in, let's say, fashion show. How about we do that? Now, I Google clip art so much that it's going to default and put in fashion show clip art for me, because I usually search things by clip art because I want it kind of cartoony. But in this situation, I didn't want it cartoony. I wanted it to be for a big girl. And so I'm going to, let's drag that up a little bit more so you all can see. This right here says background, so this should include a couple of backgrounds. Let's look and see if any of them are worth selecting. I prefer something that has an audience as well, like a real fashion show, and that doesn't have anyone on the actual runway because I want to put my dolls. So let's see, let's scroll. Nah, nothing's looking promising so far. Oh, this runway. So let's click on it, and it opens over here. It's 1200 by 799 resolution, so that means it's going to have enough pixels that if I put it behind me, it's not going to look all grainy and look all like just rough and blurry. It's going to still hold its shape and look pretty good. And so I'm going to right click that, and I'm going to just do save image as. You all can't see this part because I'm saving it to my personal files, but I just right clicked and click save as, and then I'm going to name it runway show, and I'm gonna just leave it as a JPEG image file. That's it. All right, so I've grabbed our image from Google, so let me move that out the way, and now we're going to go to step 2. How do we get that image into the classroom? Now this part will vary depending on what you use. Some of you use software like OBS. I'm not proficient in that yet. If I do learn about it, I will post it here on my channel. But I use Minicam. But remember, the virtual background doesn't work for me in Minicam. You don't believe me? Okay, I'm going to show you. The virtual background does not work. So let's see. We have some of my dolls over here that we're actually going to work on, but for now let's get them out of the way because they're not the focus of attention. We're going to go over here and we're going to try to click on this, and we're going to click virtual background, and then you see chroma key is selected, but when I click replace, I get an error on my screen. Let me see if I can get it to get this box to come over it so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the error I get. Unable to start the background. And I have tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried everything. I've sought help. I've reached out from everyone from the designer of my graphics card. I've reached out to Microsoft. Everyone has troubleshot and tried to get it to work, and it just doesn't work for me. So that's why I started using the VCam instead. So I'm going to just push this back on over here. Bum, 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 bum. All right. So that's why I don't use that. Okay. And so after we've gotten this image, for me and for anyone that may consider using VCam, this is how you pull it in VCam. See? All right. So I would come over to VCam, and I click down at the bottom and click Add Background, Media File. I find the file. Where are you? Where are you? Runway JPEG. And boom, that's it. It's in my background. And this is what helps me to go from this green screen that's a wraparound. It's called web around, fits around my chair. It just literally slides up and down on the chair. That's the green screen, but this works without this as well. You don't believe me? Okay. Excuse me, web around. Move over to the side for just a moment because they don't believe me. They think I be lying. Okay? All right, thank you. So I'm going to put it back on my chair because I like the fact that as I move around, it's more seamless and I don't get as much bleed or like green light shining around me like an alien when I have this versus when I don't. But if you don't have anything on the wall like that big old art piece, if the wall was blank, I wouldn't need this. So let's go back to our runway. We're here. So now the next thing that we need to do, we need to go over to step number, I guess this would technically be step 3 because step 1 was choosing the image. Step 2 was pulling the image. So step 3 is going to be how do we find our PNG file or create the PNG file, which is the transparent doll. So step number 3, let's get our dolls. Bum, 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 bum. All right. So let's go back over to trusty old Google. And in here, we're going to close that out because we've gotten our runway. Let's find a Barbie doll. Now, I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. The first way is simply to try to find transparent dolls that already don't have a background. So we're going to click Tools right here. Tools. And then we're going to go to Color. And then we're going to go to Transparent. Tools, Color, Transparent. That means we don't want no background around the back of our doll. Okay? Now let's, oh, this one is El Dia de Muerta. Okay, let's see. Oh, she's interesting. Let's see if we can get her. Right click, save as. I'm just going to put, oh, I don't know why that's popping up. I'm not going to subscribe. I'm going to put Ghost Barbie. I'm just going to add that. I'm just going to put it as that. All right, so we can get off of here, off of Google. Okay, those ads, they just be popping up just wanting you to do stuff. I'm not, nope, not doing it. Okay, so now we have that doll, and let's see if she actually has a transparent background. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over here, and we're in a mini cam, and we're going to go down, 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 down to effects. Click our little magic wand. So we're back in mini cam. We're clicking effects. We want to pull the effect from our computer, which is the plus. Think about I'm adding something to the database by adding my own. If it was the download arrow, the down arrow, that means I'm pulling something from the Minicam database. I'm downloading from them. So we're going to add our image, and here she is, Ghost Barbie. And as you see, this that says unordered, that means just images that aren't in any folder or any order. It's a one that showed up because I just added one new image. I'm going to go up to the top. It's important you name your file when you save it because that's what you're going to type over here. And so I'm going to type Ghost. And there's only two ghost things, either this image overlay or Ghost Barbie. And I'm going to click her. And as we can see, bum, 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 bum. Yep, there she is. She does not have a transparent background. I'm mad about that because she should have a transparent background because it said that we selected transparent. But let me see something right quick. Let me just type Barbie and show you all what one would look like if it did have a transparent background. She would look like that. No white background behind her. She's just transparent. She can float all over the screen how she wants. So let's take Miss El Dia de Muerta and let's make her transparent. How about that? How about I show you all how to do that? You want to see? Okay. We're going to go over to Photoshop for that step. So let me switch us on over, and this is going to technically be step number 4. How you can actually turn a regular file into a PNG file. So we're going to go to Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, then you might want to stick to the regular PNG file option. Okay, so I'm going to move the stuff out of the way. You all can't see it in my way on my screen, but it's in my way. We're going to click File. We're going to click Open. I don't know why it's not showing you what I'm actually doing. Give me one moment. Again, guys, I'm not an expert at this. I'm just a teacher that's sharing. So you all get to see the problems as well, I guess, so that if you have it, then you know what to do. Okay, so let's go over here. There we are. So I'm going to close this and show y'all one more again. I clicked File, then I clicked Open. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom where it says On Your Computer. And I'm going to find that file in my downloads. There she is, Ghost Barbie. And so she's going to come up in here. There she is. Ah! Okay. So this is very easy to remove all that background around her. So over here where it says background, you want to right click that and then click duplicate layer. And then just click OK. And the reason you want to do that is because if you mess up anything on the first layer, you have that second layer and you can just start over. Okay? So, but we're going to click on this little eye because we don't want the background layer to show once we're doing what we're doing. We want to make sure that it's actually, as people would say, taken, or make sure the effects are actually working. So now that we have her here and she obviously has this white square around her, we want to go over to the magic wand. It looks like the effects wand. It looks exactly like the effects wand in Minicam. Click it. And then they've made it so simple that you don't even have to try to do all of that stuff we used to have to try to do back in the day of clicking on 99 different things. I'm trying to stretch the screen so you all can see. Okay, so we want to go up here to the top. It says Select Subject. Let's select that. Click Select Subject. It's doing a little doop, 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 doop. And it has selected all around her without us. Move that out of our way. So now that it has her selected, we don't want to delete her. We want to delete the white part around her. So we're going to right click and we're going to come down until we see Select Inverse. Again, select the subject, right click, select Inverse. That means we're selecting everything that's white. And then you want to Control X on your computer to X out all the white. And as you see, it disappeared and it has the squares, which lets us know this image is transparent. So now that we know that this worked, we can come back over to the background and we can literally click on it and then click the trash can and get rid of it. We don't need you, background. And then we're just going to lock this image by clicking the little squares. Boom. We're going to come up to the top to our files because we want to save it. Save as. I'm going to save mine to my computer. I try not to save too much stuff to the cloud. And I'm going to save it to my downloads. It still has Ghost Barbie, but I don't want it to be a Photoshop file because it won't work in Minicam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down until I see where it says PNG file. And I want it to be a PNG, meaning I want that background to stay transparent. Now I'm going to save it. It asks me how do I want to save it. I save mine as medium or large. And that's it. Now we can come out of Photoshop. We're going to come out of Photoshop. Boom. And then we're going to do step number 5, which is bringing her in. So we're going to do the same thing like we did before with the Google image. That's it. So let's go on over. Boop, 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 boop. And we're going to come over here. We're going to clear this out where it says Barbie. What we're going to do, we're adding to. So we're going to add a plus. We want Ghost Barbie that has the PNG file and not the JPEG. JPEG means regular picture, so it's going to have that white. PNG, we want it transparent. We have a 1 there. That means she came in. +1. And let's click Ghost. Now, let's see which Ghost Barbie it is, because I should have gotten rid of the other one. Okay, that's the one that we didn't need. So I'm going to X her off. Boom. Xing her off. And dun, 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 dun. There is our transparent Barbie. Our transparent Barbie. Here she is. Overlay her here so you can see she doesn't have a background now. Yay! So how will we do that here? Exact same thing. Bringing her into the effects tab and clicking on her. And we just put her where we want to put her. Boom, 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 boom. And that's it. And then you can just click the little hide button. Okay, somebody is like, what's the hide button? I will show you. Let's move her out of the way. And so when I don't want my students to see her, I click the eye just like I did in Photoshop, where I click the eye to hide that background layer. I click this little eye and she disappears until I'm ready for my student to see her. And then I click it again and there she is. That's all. That's all it is. And that is how I bring my images into my own customized fashion show. If you want to know how I added the music, there is a video about that. Go check it out, because that would make this video way too long. Okay? I'm not going to do all the homework for you. I'm bringing you the how so you can watch the videos. All right, guys. So I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully this helps someone. The sky is the limit, guys. The sky is the limit. And let me show you just how quickly I can do this. Let me show you. I'm not going to talk through. I'm just going to show you all how I'm going to make really quickly a mermaid party. Okay? So my first things first, I'm going to find my background image. Let's go. Oh, get off my screen, lady. Okay, so I'm going to find my background image. Boom. Dun, 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 dun. I want the ocean, and I want a GIF file. I want the ocean moving. I don't want no still ocean. Let's see you. You look cheesy, but I'll take it. Right click, save as, moving ocean. Boom, downloaded it, saved it, got it. Okay, so that's what I need from there. And then I also need a mermaid, so let me go ahead and find her while I'm over here in Google anyway. Let's see, mermaid Barbie. Boom, 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 because people think that this takes forever, and they're like, Tommy, I want to try it, but I don't know. We're going to get out of that in 2020. Okay, let's see Blue Mermaid, because I actually have this doll somewhere in this house. Blue Mermaid Barbie. Where you at? You over here. Okay. Right click you. Save as. Blue Barbie. Boom. There we go. Saved her in my downloads. Okay, so now I can get rid of Google because I don't need Google anymore. And I'm going to go over here to my VCam. And I'm going to bring my background into VCam like I showed you guys. Add background, file, my moving GIF file. Okay, there's my ocean. I could have found a better one, I know, but I'm trying to speed do this to show you how quickly I can do it. Okay, so now we're going to go over here. We're going to find that image that I just got of that Barbie doll, because we want to see if she's actually a PNG transparent file. If she's not, I'll make her transparent. So Blue Barbie, there she is. And she's transparent. Look at us. So now I can bring her over here. Blue Barbie. And there she is with me in my background, in my ocean. And I can do that with several Barbies and have a Barbie party. That took me less than 5 minutes. Yes. So hopefully that inspires someone. This video is over 20 minutes long, so I'm going to shut up now. But hopefully this helps. All right, Barbie, it's time for you to go back into the ocean. And I'm going to go into the ocean too. See you guys.